If you're looking for inspiration, you came to the right place. Stay tuned for an interview with Adam Troutman right here on Struggle, Grow, Succeed. Welcome to Struggle, Grow, Succeed. We are excited to have you guys with us tonight, and we have a very special guest. I've been waiting on this interview for several weeks now. His name is Adam Troutman, and he has a wonderful story that he can share with you guys. And our goal is to lift people up and to encourage people and understand that people go through struggles. Some people may whine about things that are in their life, and then there's others that truly go through a struggle and have to climb and claw their way out. Adam, welcome to Struggle, Grow, Succeed. Glad to have you.
Hey, how's it going, man? Pleasure to be here. I appreciate the invite.
You're more than welcome. I only know you through I know you through your mom. I actually work and seen you on Facebook, but learned a lot about you over the past few months, and I've come to have a lot of respect for you. And,
well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
We're really happy to have you. I'd like to start maybe just tell us a little bit about yourself, where you grew up and what kind of childhood you had.
Grew up in close to Harrisville in Mills River, North Carolina. Childhood, I was raised mostly by a mother, Teresa, who you worked with and kind of introduced us to, but Dad was very much so in the picture. He lived a little bit outside, but as far as the childhood goes, very, I would say, very not typical, because, being from a single mom, so to speak, not totally single, but, being from a single family, you kind of have those struggles, as a lot of people might know, and you got to overcome a lot of things, and you kind of see a little bit different point of view on life, and those early childhood years, it's very I guess kind of embedding into your brain. But my childhood was great, very active young kid, very active in sports. Honestly, enjoyed schooling, and in my opinion, I feel like I did pretty well. You can ask Teresa and see what she says, but yeah, I had a very, very good childhood, that I would say.
Well, you mentioned sports? Were you were you active in sports in high school?
Active in sports in high school, very much so. I pretty much played about everything you can probably think of. And in high school, I played baseball, basketball, and football. But wrestled in middle school, did track and field in middle school, and always had a ball in my hand, so to speak. So, it's just, I think you learn a lot of things about life and about, just different circumstances and teamwork and working together and overcoming obstacles and adversity and all that good stuff. So it taught me a lot. It's kind of coming full circle right now, to be honest.
Yeah, I was going to say, what life lessons do you think sports teaches you? I know it's good physically for kids to participate in sports, and I know a lot of kids, coaches are their heroes. They never forget them, and they really make an impact in their life. How would you say that sports has kind of carved out your life?
You learn so much from sports, honestly. I mean, again, you learn about team and about working together for a greater goal. You also have to overcome challenges. You got to learn how to, not lose necessarily. You don't have to, accept it, but it makes you come back harder. You got to have determination, and you can't accept losing. And just like hard work always pays off no matter what you do in life. If you work hard for what you want and what you believe in, it's more than likely going to happen. And if it doesn't, you tweak it and you work hard for it and it'll happen.
Yeah. And you mentioned something there, failing or losing. Nobody likes to fail or lose, but sometimes, I believe our best lessons are learned through losing or through failing. What do you think?
Absolutely. Yeah, because it makes you kind of dig a little deeper into what what really means to you, and how hard it'll make you work harder for something that you really want. It's okay to lose, and I think losing's a crucial part of life, because you got to learn from it. So as long as you learn from it, you come back stronger, you come back better.
That's right. Absolutely. So after high school, now you went to college. Attend college at?
Yes, sir. I went to a couple of different colleges. I started off at UNC Greensboro. Did that for 2 years. The first year I majored in biology, and the second year I switched over to kinesiology. I kind of found that biology wasn't really the path I wanted to go. I like more of like the sports stuff and the exercise sciences and learning that kind of thing. So I switched over to kinesiology, and then I transferred to App State and finished my exercise science degree there.
Okay. So did you know at that time what you wanted to do with your life?
I've always enjoyed lifting. I've always enjoyed the competition. I've always enjoyed getting better in that kind of sense, and understanding the body, mind, and spirit, but mainly just the body and how it works. And so I kind of knew then I wanted to be some sort of like strength coach, something like that, for a university, or work my way up into pro. Because I've always been with sports. So when I was very young, I wanted to be a pro athlete, but obviously that's a very tough, field to be in. So yeah, I just kind of transitioned. I knew I wasn't going to get quite there, and that's okay. It's totally fine. I just knew I wanted to be involved somehow. So that's kind of the gear I went with.
Okay. So you knew that you wanted to be around one way or the other.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just love the challenge that it brings to get your body in physically fit shape, and your mind and everything. So that's kind of the route that I went. Yes, sir. Okay.
So after you finished school, you went into some type of career. What did you end up doing for a living?
So I started off at Parisi Speed School there in Hendersonville, North Carolina, and its age is from 7 all the way up to pro athletes, and it's basically a speed and agility kind of school. You teach kids the plyometrics and how the body works, and you teach them, good postures and stances, and just everything that makes them, again, better, faster, stronger, all that stuff. And so I started off there as a instructor, as a coach, and then I made the move into personal training, and that's currently what I do now, and I absolutely love it still.
Yeah. And I noticed on your Facebook page you always have a lot of pictures with kids. Do you like kids? Because a lot of people...
I love kids. Yeah. So those pictures you see are my niece and nephew, and as I'm a very proud uncle, I can guarantee you that. But yeah, I love kids. I love working with kids, and hopefully down the road I'll have some of my own.
Excellent. That's great.
Yes, sir.
I met your brother Aaron. Is he your only sibling, or do you have more?
Yep, I just have one older brother. He's got me by 2.5 years. Yeah, I grew up with him. He was a good brother. You gotta have the brother aspect of things, where he picks on me or whatever. He's also a big boy. He's still a big boy. So it's hard to fight back, but I'll give it my best shot. But yeah, that's my only sibling.
It seems like he is a good big brother. It seems he stood by your side through a lot of things, and yes, I've had some good communication with Aaron as well. So you moved from the mountains, and you're currently, where you live at now?
I live in Charleston, South Carolina area.
Okay. Now, is that where you do the personal training?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I moved here in 2016, so I've been here for 4 years now. Love it. and I'm sure most of the mountain folks, it's the closest beach to the mountain from the mountains. So I'm sure a lot of folks listening in, if they're from the mountains, they've probably been here before. But that's where I started training, and I train at a gym called O2 Fitness down here.
Okay, excellent. So you for a little while, and I guess it encourages you. You talk about how you like to see people grow. I mean, how does it feel when you get somebody in that's probably out of shape like I am, and you start working with them, and you see their strength come about, and you see them actually transform? Do you think that has an effect on their overall life?
Oh, absolutely. This isn't like a client. One thing I've learned with the one-on-one personal training, it's not really a client business. I mean, it is, but it turns into a friendship, and it turns into trusting each other, trusting what I have to say, trusting, the process, and taking things, slow. Everybody, Americans themselves, everybody wants everything right now, and you just gotta trust it, take it slow, and it'll happen. But I love personal training. It's been quite the shift from the group and the kids and the athletic side of things. But it's a very rewarding job. Like you said, when I see transformation happen before my eyes, and you can see it in their eyes, and you see that their life is getting better because they've wanted something for so long and they just can't quite get the barriers, past the barriers. So once you see it and they start livening up their confidence and the gains and everything else, it's quite enlightening.
Yes, it is. And what you mentioned there, how that we want things instantly. We're used to reaching for a remote and TV coming on or whatever we want it right now. And so I guess in nutrition as well as in exercise, compound effect really comes in. You really can't even see yourself changing very much, and then others may say, wow, you're looking more buff. It looks like you've been lifting weights, and that can build the confidence, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Those external feedbacks that we want to hear, and you start to hear them, it gains your confidence like crazy. Because, you see yourself every day. I mean, you're looking in the mirror. People look in the mirror, brush their teeth, look in the mirror, getting dressed, or while they get, just so you see yourself and you don't see the actual progress being made. But when you see somebody for the first time, and let's just say 2 weeks, and they're like, holy cow, there's definitely a change. You can see it in someone's face too. It doesn't have to be if they're getting bigger or skinnier or whatever. You can just see them liven up more. Especially because when you combine the nutrition and you combine the physical aspect, and it all comes together, you can really tell in somebody. And that's what I love about my job. It's changing lives, and I love it.
Absolutely. You've been down there 4 years, you said, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
And you've had some changing events that's taken place, and I know you. I think just based on the story of your life and being involved in sports and working, and sure that the mindset you've realized how important that having a mindset is. But if you could and don't mind to share, what happened that changed your life? You were in an accident of some kind, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah. So December 27th of 19. So roughly 6 months ago, excuse me. I was involved in an automobile accident. A day that started off highs of the highs went to the lows of the lows, because it was a day that started with me being an avid golfer down here. I got the opportunity to golf Kiowa Island, the ocean course. For people who don't know, that's like a pinnacle of golf courses here in the area. And so it started off with a day on the golf course and enjoying myself out there, and just being, just somewhere where a lot of people don't normally go. And so I was leaving the golf course, and unfortunately was involved in an accident that left me in the hospital down here in USC, and waking up 3 days later, not really sure what was really going on or what had happened, until I got news from my mother and my father and nurses and stuff.
I got you. So I guess I've been in a couple of accidents myself, but it's like it happens, and I know it's in slow motion. Sometimes you wake
Mm-hmm.
up and you really don't remember. Did you remember much about the accident after you had it?
No, I do not. Well, that's the crazy part, to be honest, and that's probably a blessing, to be honest, because I remember leaving the golf course. I remember driving past the clubhouse and packing the clubs up and all that good stuff. And next thing I know, I'm waking up in a hospital bed, or in a strange room, I should say, at that time, with my parents looking at me. I'm just like, what's going on here? Why am I not waking up in my bed, in my place? So I don't remember anything, and it's probably a good thing, to be honest.
I got you. Well, I know that you went through a lot of pain. You went through a lot of surgery too. You want to share with us a little bit what actually
absolutely
happened to you?
So basically, the first thing that pops out is I had to have my left leg amputated below the knee. That was more of a life-saving matter. And then I had a broken femur in my left side. My left side got beat up. I had my elbow has been reconstructed. So fortunately that there has been no brain damage, no spinal cord or anything like that. So I'm very, very fortunate. That's the silver lining in this whole thing. But very many surgeries later, infections and stuff like that in my thigh, where the femur was. They had to put a metal rod in there to fixate it. So I had that, and then I had about 14 or 15 surgeries due to infections and different things and stuff. So, and then I had the right side, I had the right leg amputated as well about 6 days later. It was there, obviously, but it was going to be like a dead leg, honestly. And me being the active person that I am, and I didn't need much convincing, honestly. Obviously I wanted to save it, but it didn't take much convincing for them to say, hey, look, you might be a dead leg, and you might need surgeries, and you might have pain for years to come, and this and that. And it wasn't a very hard decision, honestly, for me to be like, okay, well, let's do this one too. All in all, I've endured about 20 or so surgeries. And I also just had a recent knee surgery to repair some things in the knee. So been through it, that's for sure.
Yes, you have. And, the mindset that you've had, and I've heard about your surgeries. I didn't know that you had that many. That's incredible. But you have pushed it and been strong, and actually been a real light to a lot of people. And where do you get that strength from, Adam? I mean, what is it that makes you see the positive in all the things that a lot of people could actually feel sorry for themselves? And especially being, you as an athlete, in great shape, and you're a young man, good looking man. And where do you get that strength that you can keep pushing forward?
Well, honestly, it's people like you and the people surrounding me, and the people who have been very encouraging and uplifting, that make it all kind of easy. I wouldn't say easy, but it makes it possible. And like you said, with athletics and the sports, you got to be very mentally tough, and I kind of pride myself in being mentally tough. I kind of accept the challenge, not this challenge, but I expect challenges. And just having people surrounding, family, friends, very encouraging, positive people, who are always going to be there. And if I get down, that's okay. I get down, but you can't stay down. That's where it'll sink you in and take you under, and you get sucked into this, just negative ball, and you can't. You got to get right back up. You can't. It's okay to have your moment, but get right back up. And I know for me that I'm still here. I'm still alive. I'm still breathing. That's something to look forward to. I have a lot of things to look forward to. And so, it's not over, and so it helps me stay positive. But, this is just a small, actually kind of a big bump in the road, but I can get right back to where I was. And I know that there's a future that's going to be just as fine with or without basically feet, to be honest.
Wow. It's incredible. And I know that you share that, they done a GoFund for you, to help you. And I was blew away with some people at our work that knows the great outpouring of people that were willing to help you and you good wishes was incredible. Tells me
It blows my mind too, to be honest. There was people that, I've met maybe once or twice or never met before, and they just have no issue with, helping me out in my certain situation. And the outpour and the how far this has gone is I'm very blessed and very fortunate, and I can't thank it enough. I'm very appreciative of it. That's for sure.
Yeah, well, it's a testimony to your character,
Mm-hmm.
to who you are, because there's a lot of bad accidents, and you can kind of tell the way people live their lives and the impact that they have on others by how, when they're in need, that people come to your aid. So that tells me a lot about your character, Adam. And you've been a real positive influence on me and a lot of others I know that's watched your story. And man,
That's
it's brave
awesome.
of
Thank
you.
you.
It's brave of you to continue what you're doing. So tell me a little bit. You said you've got a lot of life to live and a lot of things.
Mm-hmm.
You want to get back to your job. What is
Mm-hmm.
what is your goal that's ahead of you?
Oh man, there's tons of goals. Honestly, my story is just now getting started. I know there's a lot to be written from here on out. This is honestly probably just the introduction to a book. But goals that I have in mind are obviously, I'm not even standing yet. I'm about to get my official prosthetics, my definitive set. I've been having test sockets made and this and that and getting the fitting right and stuff. So step one is to be able to stand up and start walking and start getting outdoors and really, because I've been in quarantine for 6 months now, so I've had my practice and I'm over it. But yeah, so that's a goal of mine, and obviously getting back to work. And a huge goal of mine will be to get back on the golf course, because that's something that I truly love, and it kind of takes my mind at ease and something I can kind of get away with. But I just want to have fun. This has brought a new perspective for me, 100%, and things that used to matter don't matter, and things that didn't matter do matter. So, and it's definitely for the positive. But there's a lot of goals, and it's honestly goals that I took advantage of before, and I'm looking forward to the challenge to get back to it.
So we get to be a part of maybe the first second chapter. Can you hear me now?
There we go. Yeah, I can hear you. What were you saying? I'm sorry.
I've got a weak connection sometimes down on my internet. I was saying that we get to be a part of the first or second chapter of your book, and yeah, you're right. You've got a lot to write or to live for the future. Mm-hmm. And I was telling your mom even that the impact that you can have on other people from this point on is just amazing.
Mm-hmm. Well, as long as I can impact somebody and give somebody encouragement and inspire somebody, that's all I ask, and that'd make my day. And that's all I can hope for is just to continue to inspire people and be someone that someone can look up to when they're down or they're in the same situation or whatever. So I'm very encouraged by that aspect of this whole thing.
Great. Well, I don't want to keep you much longer, but no,
you're fine.
I would like to give you just a minute to maybe just talk to some young people. If you had some advice to give to mm-hmm. your age, I don't know how old you are, but
mm-hmm.
I
29,
assume you're 29. Okay. That is a very important age in our life. And, mm-hmm. I think the 30s is usually the best part of life. I'm long past that, but what kind of advice or encouragement or instruction would you give to someone to keep them moving down the path of success?
Yeah, many things, honestly, and one of them that's kind of cliche, but is don't give up. I mean, it's never as bad as what it seems, and it's always going to improve in life, in anything in life. And also, like you said, I'm a young man, so I have a lot more to learn. But it's always going to get better. It's never going to stay there. Just keep digging and keep fighting. For the younger crowd, use those challenges that you're in right now and learn, because learning is, if you don't learn from it, then it kind of, I wouldn't say you're wasting it, but it's going to be, it could come back. And so you want to make sure that, you learn and you grow, struggle, grow, succeed, but you just want to make sure that you grow from it and not have to make the same mistakes or do certain things again that'll jeopardize your future or what you got going on. And honestly, live day to day. Live your life for the day. Don't look so far ahead. Yes, you want to plan ahead, but don't try to be so like fast forward in life and, I'm looking forward to this part of life, or I'm gonna live for what you got, because it's definitely not that. It could be it's not, you're not granted tomorrow. So that's kind of the advice that I've picked up from this personally, and I think I have a lot more to learn, and I'm honestly looking forward to it. But that's kind of like what I picked up from this, and I think it will help a lot of people out, and just in general. And honestly, you're not by yourself. People know that. I've had tons of people just outpour their support, and it's really helped me. So if there's anyone that needs help, reach out or have someone reach out to you, and it'll help you go a long way.
That's awesome. It's spoken with wisdom, and the things that you said about not giving up, you're absolutely right. I mean,
yeah,
that is the key to being successful is not quitting, because a lot of us will go through a struggle like you just talked about, and some people quit, right? And so they never get what they were supposed to get from that. So to never quit, that's wise advice.
Yes, sir.
And I thank you so much for your time. Like I said,
absolutely,
to talking with you. And if there's anything we can ever do, be sure to reach out to us, because I want you to know that we're here for you. And
I appreciate that. Well, hopefully down the road I can be back on here and tell you what I've learned the next few months or few years or whatever it is, that I'll get the chance and the opportunity to come back on here and do this podcast with you, Charles. It's been a pleasure. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Yeah, I was going to mention that to you. I'd love to check in with you later down the road. And
yes, sir. I'll be here.
All right, great. Well, we certainly appreciate your time, Adam. And this has been Adam on here on Struggle, Grow, Succeed. And if you guys learn more about him, I guess it's okay, Adam, if I tell them that you're on Facebook, right?
Absolutely. I'll be there. Just reach out, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. And Adam, we'll talk to you at a later time.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I'll be here.
All right. God bless you.